In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the time clock features in FireFly Point of Sale. Click on Time Clock to log an employee in. The employee enters their password, and now they can choose which job type to clock in as. From this screen, they can also view their schedule, any previous time records for any date range, or they can enter a time off request. Just hit Clock On, and now the employee's on the clock. You can easily see who's clocked on from this link. This will also tell you when employees are scheduled to end their shift if you're using the schedule product. Once an employee is clocked on, the time clock screen allows them to go on break, return from break, or clock off at the end of their shift. Some job types may require a tip declaration at clock off. You'll get some recommendations based on your sales at the top. Now let's talk about some of the reports you can use to manage your payroll. The On the Clock report will show you all the employees that clocked in today. Anybody in red is still on the clock. If the employee has left for the day and forgotten to clock out, this is a good way to clock out for them. If you have the proper security, you can clock them out from here. The Payroll Details report is where you manage the time clock records. The Payroll Details report gives you detailed information about all time clock records. You can customize this report to filter it by job type or employee if you don't want to look at all the employees, and you can run it for any date range. On the report, you'll see by employee the detailed time clock records, including break and lunch information. The orange records are auto clockouts, which means the employee forgot to clock out. These need to be edited before payroll. To edit any record, we just click on the hyperlink. Now we can enter an appropriate clock off time. From this edit screen, you can also modify things like declared tips and driver fees, any paid outs that are assigned for payroll purposes, such as advances or gas reimbursement. You can also type in a reason. From here, you can also add a break, a lunch break, or a paid break during this shift. Click Update when you're done. The gray records are records that have been edited. If you click on these, you'll see the original time record, who edited it, and when, for auditing purposes. Okay, now that you have all of your time records correct, let's take a look at the payroll report. This report is more of a summary of your total hours and the dollars to pay your employees. Different job types are broken out, and you can see any overtime, the hourly wages, the rates, tips that were paid, driver's fee paid, etc. This is the report to use to generate your payroll or to import into your payroll system. We do have some export formats that can be set up. Of course, all of these numbers feed into your labor sales analysis, which you can use to measure your labor percentage as compared to sales, as well as your productivity, which measures hours worked compared to sales. You have the option to distribute salaried employee dollars across your schedule evenly or according to a custom schedule as you wish. Monitor your labor sales regularly, either from this report or directly from your manager homepage. Work graphs, reports, and alerts will help you keep track of your labor numbers.